So, welcome everyone to the fourth day of the workshop Highs and Lows of Human Beings. So, before we introduce our next speaker for today, let us take a moment of silence and ingather ourselves within. Invoke Mother's presence. So, welcome again, and today we have James with us as our next speaker. Always a delight to introduce James. So, James is a coordinating editor at NAMAH, the Journal for Integral Health, and along with that, he has a very inspiring story of his own, transcending his own fears and anxieties, going through his own illness, debilitating illness, which he has accounted in detail in A Torch in the Dark, his book, which was released, I think, very recently. And James not only organizes all these beautiful workshops, puts them together, but he also writes and edits and coordinates a lot of articles for NAMAH also, where he is the coordinating editor. So today the topic is it the ego? It is the ego that gets depressed and practical implications of that. So looking forward, James, over to you. May all of us benefit from the session today.
Well, thank you, Monica. And thank you all for attending this workshop. And your presence has been much welcomed and much appreciated. And we hope that you're finding this particular program of benefit and helpful. Now, the topic of my presentation today is to look at the highs and lows in particularly initial, but in integral yoga practice. The highs and lows in integral yoga practice. Now, when we turn our consciousness, we turn our attention inside, the whole dynamics of these highs and lows takes on a new shift. Because what happens is you're no longer operating from just the vital highs to the vital lows, as ordinary society is doing. You're actually climbing in consciousness on very special occasions. And you are experiencing quite vivid spiritual encounters. The problem is, initially, is that our being is incapable initially of integrating these experiences. It's incapable of taking the wholeness of these experiences and moving forward in a seamless way. What happens is as soon as we reach a high in spiritual experience, resistance comes from our low nature, which is incapable of absorbing the experience. And quite often, the lower nature sinks to a very, very low level. The experiences that we encounter from the lower nature sink to a very low level. So these peaks and troughs of experience are really much more dramatic than ordinary society has to contend with themselves, because you're looking at basically coming from vital highs to vital lows. This time the drop is much more calamitous. And also, the consciousness which is emerging hasn't yet settled in the witness poise, which is necessary for it to be detached from what it beholds. May well identify with what it beholds. It's very, very sensitive to experience. So this swing of high to low, this quite calamitous change from spiritual experience to the lower depths of our nature, something that's very, very uncomfortable.
Be very careful.
Sorry? Something that's very, very uncomfortable for our being. So what it may project as well in the lower ranges of our experience is what is termed depression. A typical vital reaction is depression or it's revolt. Depends really on the tendencies of the nature. But depression is something that has to be traversed if we encounter it. The mother's incredible statement, almost incredible statement, but it's such a startling statement. It is the ego that gets depressed. It is the ego that gets depressed. This quite a startling statement. It's such a remarkable observation. It's not a moral judgment. It's a statement of fact. Because the ego is something that's separate, separates itself from the oneness. Once one separates oneself from the oneness, we are prone to all sorts of things, such as depression. Most people go through life in a state of really unconsciousness because they think they encounter eyes, they encounter nose, and they have no reason to even look at it. It's like a fact of life. It's not even a sense of observation about it. It's just something that's taken for granted. And these highs and lows in integral yoga are really one of the things that we have to observe in our being. And depression is something that really, it's something that most people don't really know where it comes from. What causes depression? Okay, it's circumstances. Something deeper than that, please. What is the underlying cause of depression? Problem is, the ego is so preoccupied with the surface that it's incapable of fathoming this question. Indeed, it's probably the preoccupation on the surface that is fragmenting the being from the rest of the oneness that's around it. So how do we address this? How do we address these lows of experience? I'm taking depression as the case in point, but you could choose other equally pertinent lows of experience. One thing about depression is that it's something that, just from experience, it's something that is seeking permanence, seeking a permanent station in our being. At the extreme, there is possession. You're possessed by depression. This is the hostile forces. But initially, there are signs too, depression coming in. Like, it works through habit very often. I myself quite often experience the onset of this vibration very early in the morning before I wake up, at 4 o'clock in the morning or something. I'm just about to wake up, just waking up. It's like this foreboding sense. Just an experience. And this is the sort of thing that we have to observe with our consciousness. We have to put the light of our consciousness on it. It goes away. So I'd like you to close your eyes, do an exercise. And we're going to apply a higher force onto depression. And what we're also going to do is we're also going to integrate our being. With the psychic influence, this integration is the key to living an equal, harmonious, and fulfilling life. Our whole being has to be centered around the psychic being. The psychic being, when it steps forward, takes over. It takes over from the ego. Ego simply vanishes when it is realized. So close your eyes. And observe above your head. We're going to work through the body, because the body is such a wonderful channel for interpreting, reading, and redefining our inner states. It's like a map of our inner psychology. The body is such a beautiful channel. But just look above your head for the moment. Try and access the silence above your head. A few inches above your head. And invoke the presence of the Mother and Aurobindo. Come down and saturate your being with their force. top of your head, above your head. Just observe. You're just using the power of observation in a very, very relaxed way. No judgment, no expectation. Just observing the body. Going into the brain. Keep your station above what you see and experience. Maintain a solid, concrete connection with the mother. Through the head. If you see any disturbance or feel any disturbance as you're going down the body, just pause and orient your consciousness on that spot, on that area. Because the consciousness is like a torchlight that illumines all these hidden corners, illumines all these dark spaces inside your being. So use the consciousness, the torchlight, to go through your being, through your body, illuminating everything it sees. See any pain, dark patches, depressed states, nausea, agitation, disturbance, anxiety. Just hold your consciousness on what it witnesses, what it observes. Just shine a light on it. Shine a light on all the darkness that's stepping forward inside you. It's hiding, but the torchlight will reveal it. It's not meditation, it's inner work. And what we're doing is we are illuminating the whole being. Making it light and free. Surrendered and pure. Connected and divine. Just go slowly down through the body and observe if you are experiencing a descent of force, feeling down the body, down your being. This force being restricted or impeded, this is what you have to look at. This is what you have to attend to with the torchlight of your consciousness. Psychic being, psychic influence. It's doing the work, harmonizing your being. If you like, the descending force, which is working almost parallel to this psychic entity. Descending force is spiritualizing your being. To work together. Head to the torso, front and back, abdomen. Go everywhere in the body. This work is also subtilizing your body consciousness. It's very helpful. way down, top to bottom, of the whole body. Irradiate it with the torchlight. Open it to the descending force. All the way down. All the way down to your feet. Feel the descending force saturating your entire being. There's no room for ego here. There's no room for depression. Just give yourself to this force. Give yourself to the mother. Bottom. Feet. Look up again. Scan from top to bottom. Feel the force pouring down. And feel the peace being generated. The dynamic peace. Is coming in its wake. Just give yourself to this force. Slowly open your eyes, keeping the poise, keeping the connection. Experience one that is in front of you. Summon up all your aspiration. Summon up all your love. Summon up all your will. And offer everything. Without reservation, without caveat, offer everything to the one that you see in front of you. It's like you can become totally transparent. Totally transparent. It's nothing to hide, nothing to conceal. Just give yourself and open yourself entirely to the mother. Your ego, for your virtues as well as your defects, because everything is really very mixed after all. Offer your dual states, your highs and lows. The peaks and troughs of your life. Your reaction to circumstances. Outbursts of anger. Peaks of jealousy. Your sense of bitterness. Your need to recoil. Tendency to react. Inability to empathize. All these sort of things. Just give them to them. Give your qualities as well. So everything can be transformed. Just lay yourself completely bare to her eyes. Just present yourself completely as you are at this particular moment. Completely as you are at this point in time. Just identify the one that you see with the mother. Just melt into her. Become one. There's no scope for depression. There's no scope for anxiety. There's no scope for stress. Is any joy, love, oneness, union, identity, harmony, supreme happiness, supreme fulfillment. Supreme transformation. It's all that can be asked. So it's something like depression, mood states. It's nothing really better than maintaining a complete state of presence, to be present completely in both time and space. Because depression is something that morbidly looks at the past or reflects on the past, dwells on the future. So keep your pace, your poise on the present moment. Always. It's the perfect panacea for true living. And also be present in terms of space, in your own space, in your own body. Because there's a feeling of much greater ease and connection. You can maintain a connection with your body consciousness. So the body consciousness needs to be refined. And work we've just done before is a very, very good way of refining the body consciousness. We find we're actually much more aligned if we maintain our presence in the body. At the same time, of course, we have to maintain a connection with psychic influence, and it's really something that's quite possible to achieve, this state of maintaining the psychic presence within the body. Because the psychic has quite a strong affinity with the body, quite stronger affinity than it has with the vital mind. So, as you walk through life, just keep your presence in time and space. And keep the torchlight burning all the time in everyday life, in your everyday activities. Keep the internal torchlight shining on all those hidden corners. Because really there's no reason for the work to stop at all. And if you see something coming, an inner movement coming to the surface, okay, the depression, you see it like a depressed state, like a cloud coming to the surface. The moment it arises, just invoke your consciousness to what it sees. The moment it arises, place your consciousness, the light of the consciousness on it, and catch it. Catch it. Quite often you'll see these long movements appearing throughout the day. What they do, be poised, be vigilant, catch these movements as soon as they arise, before they manifest in your being, before they settle in your being, just as they're about to emerge. Catch them. Find. You catch these movements with all your consciousness, all your sincerity and all your aspiration, all your connection. These movements will disappear immediately. Yoga is nothing but practical psychology, Aurobindo said. Yoga is nothing but practical psychology. So we all have to be psychologists in digital yoga. We don't have to be doctors for that. We just have to be sincere, conscious, in participating, in collaborating in this incredible divine work that's been set before us. It's really quite incredible. What has to be achieved, the way we have achieved. So just give yourself to this work. And experience unlimited highs. There's the summit there is a plateau of equality. Summit of experience, there is a plateau of equality. So, does anyone share anything? Say anything? Put your videos on now, perhaps.
Thank you, James. Very illuminating. This practice, I think it's just a sharing, it's very difficult because by nature, the body substance and the way we are made up is very gross. The very nature of it is gross. So for it to hold higher consciousness, the light, the ananda for always, that's, it's not in the transform our nature. So so I think the divine help, and that's of course, it's of course possible. We believe it's possible. The only thing is the time, because everything has to play out in real-time world. So we cannot isolate us and give unlimited time to all these practices. So it has to manifest in our daily work and living harmoniously. So I think that depends upon someone. It can vary from one person to another how to connect and how to unfold and how to manifest. So like different flowers, every one of us is different, but the nature is gross. So that's a big challenge really.
Yeah.
So yeah. And how much time it will take, that's also, it depends from person to person and on the divine grace. So it's again an ignorance to think that it will take a very long time. It may not, because light by its nature can erase 1,000 years of darkness in a flash. So there should not be any innovation or preconditioning that it will take a very long time and
it
will take many lifetimes. Progress has to be very slow, but nature of light is not there. Tens of thousands of years of darkness is, goes, it gets enlightened in a flash, with the sunlight. So consciousness and divinity is also like that, but it's perhaps, we have to tune up, and that cross nature has to open up and surrender, like you said. It's a very beautiful practice which you referred. Thank you very much. Gratitude to you.
All can change if the God touch is there. Thank you, Abhijit. Anyone else want to share?
I have a question, James.
Yes, Dipti.
You've taken us through a meditation for depression, and you said inner work meditation, whatever you may call it. But when you go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, say if you've had a nervous breakdown, the first thing they ask you to stop is to do all inner work and meditation. So how do we reconcile yogic psychology and Western psychology?
No, I don't think inner work should ever be stopped. Because what you're doing is you are merely observing. You're merely observing. And I can't see any particular harm in doing that at all. You're bringing light where there's darkness. You're bringing harmony. You're integrating. You're integrating the disparate parts of your nature, which is the cause of depression, which is the cause of social breakdown. Disharmony is the cause of social breakdown. It's the cause of misery. When you're integrating, you're harmonizing your being. I can't see anything wrong with that. I'm not a psychiatrist.
Sure, thank you.